woman that's deeply unwell and clearly needs some help. And her kind of fixation has lasted for several years now. It's at this point, I think the depth of that unwellness has raised concerns for other members as well. And so, I think that this is an assessment that needs to be made by the proper professionals.
Really hard to hear. She was basically saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene is unwell. Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she is considering launching an ethics investigation into Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene for what's been deemed a verbal assault on Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on the Hill this week. Here is how Greene defended herself today.
There's nothing wrong with me pushing things out there, asking questions, pushing for debate. That's exactly what I should be doing to represent my district.
Remaining with us are Juanita Tolliver and Matt K. Lewis, and we're happy about that. So, Matt, let's talk about MTG, this former social media CrossFit enthusiast and current Jewish space laser curious member of Congress. It crazy sells, apparently, because thus far, calendar 2021, she's up over $3 million in donations.
That's the sad part, Brian, is that the incentives are all perverse. It's that she got kicked off of her committees. That used to be a big way to raise money from lobbyists, but she's not even on committees, so she has time to go harass other members of Congress, apparently. And rather than being punished, it is interesting, right? Liz Cheney's being drummed out of the Republican Party or out of leadership. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's perfectly fine. She's great. No problem. Nothing to see here. That tells you kind of a lot about the state of politics and specifically the Republican Party.
Juanita, I've got one for you. Speaking of congresswomen yelling at other congresswomen through the mail slot in their office, this was video that was unearthed of her just prior to her getting sworn in. The CNN investigative unit found this, since deleted. We'll play it, discuss on the other side.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm an American citizen. I pay your salary through the taxes that you collect from me through the IRS because I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States. I'm a woman, I'm a female business owner, and I'm proud to be an American woman. And I do not support your socialist policies, and I do not support your murderous abortion policies. If you want to be a big girl, you need to get rid of your diaper and come out and be able to talk to the American citizens instead of us having to use a flap.
So, speaking through the mail slot, as members of Congress do, Juanita, I know the argument from the Democrats, and that is you people are giving her oxygen, but it still needs to be talked about that this is a sitting member of Congress. And in your view, about this?
I think you take it as seriously as Representative Ocasio-Cortez has called on us to take it as seriously, because I appreciate her mentioning the fixation being years long, because here we have Representative Greene harassing her in her at her office door, filming it on Facebook Live, saying a lot of the same phrases and rhetoric that the insurrectionists were shouting, "This is my building, I deserve to be here because I pay your salary," type framework that fully aligned with what we heard from the insurrectionists. And it's alarming. It fully aligns with what we heard from her earlier this week when she accosted Representative Ocasio-Cortez again. And so it's this drumbeat, because this is not exclusively focused on Ocasio-Cortez. It also was focused on other women of color like Representative Cori Bush, who Marjorie Taylor Greene shouted down and followed through a tunnel, and to the point where Cori Bush needed to move offices for safety concerns. I think Greene's behavior is truly a problem. It can't be dismissed. It's not something frivolous as though she's bored. She is doing this in a targeted and harmful way, and is creating a safety threat to other members. And so while Pelosi mentioned an ethics probe, it cannot stop there. This behavior is unacceptable, and it needs to go further because she is an active threat to other members, and we don't know where she'll escalate to next.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.